GodTribe, new digital platform to protect men from being called racist. You heard it here first, boys.
What?
So
I'm confused.
on July 22nd, in an episode of True News, which is a far-right news program, Pastor Rick Wiles announced his plans of producing a new social media platform. He calls his new platform GodTribe, describing it as a, quote, social media educational digital platform. The goal of the latest social media platform is to provide a safe refuge for young men, protecting them from being labeled as feminine and for being criticized as racist. Wiles said that in his time, people did not have to ask what their gender is. Quote, it's very obvious, okay? Aside from his anti-LGBTQ tirade, he also mentioned, quote, antichrist forces that have been undermining American society, calling GodTribe the antidote. So this is hilarious. This was kind of, another segment of this week in Christian far-right nonsense. There is so much that this guy believes and says that if you are curious about it, you should go check out the article on our site, link in the description, because we literally cannot talk about some of the things he claims or believes on YouTube. So I will talk about, the light positions, such as, men are being feminized and they can't do, and white men can't do anything nowadays without being called racist, and they need a safe space. He didn't call it a safe space, but I find it so freaking ironic that the result of his efforts is a safe space for these people. And he's trying to create a digital campfire, so to speak. And when asked about it, people were like, well, what about Clubhouse? Clubhouse is taken off in popularity. And he was like, well, we're not Clubhouse because their servers are in China and they're tracking everything that you do there and all this stuff. And it's like, that's not true. And he's trying to create
Wait,
a
is it
place
not
for
true? They always
No,
track everything. Social
but
media. Huh.
the servers of Clubhouse are not in China.
Oh, okay, that part. But the
Yeah.
tracking part, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
So I just think it's very ironic that, in his attempt to protect, men of his ilk from the criticism of others, he has essentially created a safe space.
Why is this okay? This is almost guaranteed to be a magnet for the most racist people ever. Like, I don't even have to go there to be able to be like, oh yeah, like this is going to be a place for racist people who don't want to be called racist. That's what it's called. This is what's going to be, right? And I think like yeah,
he's extremely anti-trans. Like, so I can only imagine how bad it gets.
Yeah. And what are they going to do there? They're just going to be like, it's just going to be a cesspool of posts about the most vile, bigoted things imaginable. It's going to be so disgusting that, just one peek in there is just going to make you want to puke. That's how bad it's going to be. Like, it's going to be so racist that, and anybody looking will be like, oh my God, these people are actually racist. And you're like, see, this is why we need this place, because they are accurate.
It's true.
They are accurately describing us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you don't even have to try. If you say like, this is going to be a place for people who don't want to be called X, you're going to get a whole bunch of X's there. That's what you're going to get. Yeah. Right.
So it was really funny to me at the bottom of this article, filled with, all these crazy claims that this guy makes. Our writer left a note, and he told me this in a message too. Is basically he gives a warning to anyone who reads this article to not go to True News, which is this pastor's like current home, because it will kill your brain cells. And out of curiosity, I went to True News myself, and I can confirm that he was right. I was like, because I was like, I should know kind of what the vibe is if we're going to be talking about this guy. And then I was like, I can't even talk. I can't say aloud on YouTube like 90% of what's on this website. Holy cow. A lot of fear mongering of Christian persecution, but I can't even say why. I can't even say.
Is this supposed to be a social media platform?
Yes. GodTribe.
I don't think a lot of people. I don't think people understand what it takes to like how difficult it is to pull off a social. Like a lot of people are like, let's start a social media platform. Like, okay. I mean,
it's
yeah. I mean, it's not. You can't just like do. Yeah. I mean, look at what Trump tried to do. Trump tried to make a social media platform. It ended up just being a mini blog. It was so embarrassing. But I don't know. Maybe this guy will have more success. Maybe there's a demand for a racist social media platform. I mean, at some point, if it gets real, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, at some point, like what servers is he going to use? Like, at some point, if it gets so bad and dangerous, like it might get completely cut. Like, you can't like. This is going to be the most vile social media platform ever, and if you're either not going to be successful with it because you didn't know what it takes to actually have a social media platform, which is more difficult than people think, or if it actually somehow becomes successful, then it becomes successful enough to get enough attention for the people who are providing, doing processing your transactions, or the people who are hosting your website to be like, oh yeah, we're going to actually cut this off now. So I mean, have they thought about the long-term effects of what they're doing? Because, or maybe they're not even, maybe they're just looking to making a short-term return on it, and they don't care about the long-term ramifications. Maybe that's it as well. I don't know. Or maybe they're not even thinking. That's also a possibility. But go on.
I mean, a lot of people don't realize how just freaking expensive it is to do a social media platform. Also, I think it's really funny that there are so many recent renditions of these right-wing free speech, supposedly social media platforms that start out with this, grand crusade for so-called free speech, but then very quickly realize that there are a lot of legal consequences to that, and the longer that they continue, they become exactly what they were created to supposedly fight against, because like I said, there are legal consequences for hosting just any particular content. We saw that with Parler. If you just allow anything, you can be implicated in inciting violence, for example. So it's really tricky needle to thread. And I just think it's hilarious that their mission statement basically never succeeds because it's just completely impractical. You have to enforce community standards at some point. You have to enforce terms and conditions at some point. You can't just like run wild. It's not going to work.
Yeah, are you going to allow? I'm not even going to say it, but just I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Like if you can't. Yeah, that's the best way to get fully. Kids. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking because I know what's good for our channel. Yes. Okay.
Secular Rarity is saying, turns out this crap is more complicated, just like that a-hole that sold his quote-unquote freedom phone. Yeah. That was hilarious, by the way. I love laughing at a good right-wing grift. Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.